Hello, this is Mann from H2O Building Services. Welcome to my podcast. This week I have Josh Gill, the Chief Executive from Everflow Group, water retailers. I had a really interesting conversation with regards to the water retail market, the issues, the challenges, the plans ahead, water audits and switching water supplier. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. Welcome, Josh, to my podcast.
Thank you very much, Graham. It's good to be here.
I'd like to introduce Josh Gill, the Chief Executive Officer of Everflow Group.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Come across from headquarters just to see me.
Yeah.
And chat with me. I'm really excited. You're basically, I know we've had Nick Barton from U Water, but we've always kept a close eye on you guys, and you've done really well in the marketplace.
Thanks.
I think people will be interested to know how you started, a bit about how you started, some part of history of the business. So, you've been going how long since deregulation?
Yeah, so started back in 2015. Yeah. My background was predominantly in water. Before setting up Everflow, I was working for Northumbrian Water actually, and kind of helped lead the separation.
I didn't actually know that.
Yeah, between the wholesale bit and NWG business as it was then. It's obviously now Wave because they merged with Anglian. But that was an interesting bit of kind of bit of my personal journey, I suppose, because it kind of allowed me to gain an insight into the Scottish market, because that's what NWG business was originally set up to do. And kind of it was kind of during that I thought, well, actually this is a real opportunity here. I can see a lot of people in the market in Scotland. I can see there's obviously the English opportunity on the horizon. And what I'm not seeing though is kind of a business who's really set up to kind of deliver transparent services for customers. Services that kind of offer real value, low cost to serve. I see a lot of people kind of going out there dabbling. I would probably best describe it in how to kind of do those things. And so I thought, well, there's a real opportunity here for someone just to step in the market and be that kind of place for customers, particularly SME customers. I think that was our goal, where they could get a really good service, a trustworthy service.
86% of the market, SMEs.
Yeah, absolutely. I know it's
1 point something million. Customers.
Indeed, and I think the. So we set out predominantly in the Scottish market. I grabbed a couple of people I knew that thought might be interested in the venture, said, what do you think about this as an opportunity? They said, yeah, sounds good.
Did I turn that down? I think I turned it down.
Well, if you did, then you're probably regretting it now.
I am actually, yeah. I'm playing catch up. We'll talk about that later.
So we set out in the Scottish market a couple of years there before the English market opened up, and we got a good understanding of the market and how best to serve customers and what SMEs wanted. And then we kind of launched into the English market. And I remember kind of back when we submitted our business plan to Ofwat, I think we were forecasting something like 50 customers a month. We're kind of quite conservative because we just had no idea how the market was going to play out.
Winging it.
Yeah. I mean, there's a bit more planning behind it than that, but sure, let's go with winging it. And I think the thing that shocked me the most when we entered the market was just the lack of competition, particularly in the SME space. And I still kind of haven't figured out exactly why that is. I think there's a couple of possible reasons. One, that the incumbent retailers are so focused on retaining their business and just sorting their businesses out in a lot of cases, that they've not had the time and energy and devoted the effort to kind of going after the SME base. And I think that's a real shame because, and I know we'll come on to chat a bit about it later, but there's a real opportunity to engage positively with SMEs. And I think that's where we are in the market. That's what we're trying to do. And as a result, I mean, the market stats show some quite interesting results. If you look at kind of customer numbers, not SPID numbers, if you look at customers that have switched since the start of the market opening, around about 50% of customers have switched to us So if you look at a customer basis, not a SPID basis, on a SPID basis, it's around about 20-25%. But a customer basis around 50%. And that kind of tells you a lot about what other people's priorities are. And kind of where people are targeting. I think it also tells you a lot about how attractive kind of our proposition is to customers. We've been very clear from the outset of Everflow. We want to be transparent with customers. That's a key priority, and as such, we kind of developed a product that was entirely wholesale plus. So we show customers separately kind of what we charge them for the.
You led the way there, though, didn't you?
We did, yeah, and it's actually interesting because since we've done that. We've seen a lot of retailers in energy start to adopt similar models where kind of they're much more transparent with pricing, and I like to think kind of some of our thinking around that in that area for customers has kind of had a positive impact just in the wider industry as well as in the water sector. And I think that is something that we're always going to do. We're always going to be clear with customers. We want them to know kind of that we're doing the right thing for them. It's not always easy doing the right thing because there's a lot of kind of data issues in the market that we've got to be upfront with customers about and say, look, these are real challenges.
But you're doing something about it,
though. But we are doing something about it, and I think customers really buy into that actually.
What's the new? So what's the service now that you're doing with regards?
It'd be good to chat about that actually. So we're offering water audits for customers. So these are kind of desktop audits where the customers' bills will be kind of reviewed and any errors in the data, so any kind of overcharges levied on them by the wholesaler or even undercharges in some cases could be identified and corrected so that customers can have real confidence in what they're being charged. So I'll be completely honest. When we started out, I didn't know what to expect. I thought, well, let's give this a go.
Dip your toe in the water.
Yeah.
Wing it again.
Well, I mean, this is one of the things about Everflow that's kind of I really love and really kind of instill in our people is that we're always looking to do new things. We'll try new things. If they work, we'll continue to develop them and continue to do them.
But you can do it quickly, can't you?
Exactly.
Other institutions, I call them institutions, but they're water companies. The biggest set in the market, like they're grinding along, aren't they, in the old water authority world?
Yeah.
And they're not sort of like looking out and just sort of looking holistically at it.
Yeah, exactly. And
you've done that.
And we've done that, and there's been kind of a lot of things where we've tried them and they haven't worked so well, so we've just stopped them. But I think with the water audits, the really pleasing thing is we've just trialled it kind of with an initial 100 customers, and these are existing customers that we've spoken to and said, look, we're offering this as a new service. We want to try it with you, and they've gone, great. So let's look into that. And out of the first 100, I mean, it's been remarkable. Kind of, there's potential savings there for kind of we're getting on towards kind of £1 million. It's about £800,000 at the moment. I mean,
100.
Yeah, exactly. 100 SME customers, and that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Well, that's the message to your customers. Take a water audit. You never know, do you? That's amazing. So how's that? So the customers are warming to that, and
yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you go to a customer and say, look, we've got an opportunity here to save you a lot of money. It's not cost you anything to do the water audit. We're just offering it to you free of charge. They're going, great. I mean, where's kind of my previous water company been and offering kind of this service to review my usage, because this is going to save me significant money.
Over 1 million SMEs.
Yeah.
And 10. Yeah. That's kind of. Quite a serious number. I don't suppose it will come out like that, but who knows?
Yeah, absolutely. And so, like, I've just been...
a very serious number.
It is.
I'm just figuring in my head, but I've not got my iPhone, so I've got no calculator. But yeah, it's a very serious number.
And to kind of a lot of small businesses, especially in the current climate with a lot of uncertainty around, kind of this can be a big difference.
Yeah.
And again, kind of coming back to the transparency aspect, I don't think we'd be half as willing to do it as a business. I'd like to think we would, but because we separate out the retail fee and the wholesale fee, we've got an incentive to actually reduce that wholesale charge because it doesn't affect our margin at all.
Yeah.
So we're doing it purely to benefit the customer. It has no impact on us. Whereas, kind of, you think of the traditional model of charging, that retail element is kind of masked in the overall charge.
It prohibits them from doing anything.
Yeah, exactly.
So no matter what, how many times off what go, guys, innovation. We need to be doing this.
Yeah.
They're going to be reticent, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely. And that's kind of why we were so keen to separate out those two things, because we were eyes wide open. We knew coming into the English market, the data quality wasn't going to be good. I mean, you've got 15 large companies kind of putting a whole load of data in slightly different kind of ways into the market. We knew it was going to be bad, so we had to separate those two things out so that we could work on behalf of the customer rather than be kind of perceived to be hiding things or anything like that. So, and I think that's paid dividends. We've now got kind of in the English market, we've got about kind of 50,000. Well, in fact, it's over 50,000 SPIDs now, and that if you kind of look at if you look at the graphs kind of net SPID wins, we're miles ahead of anyone else in the market, and I think that's just testament to kind of how we treat customers and how we kind of want to make sure that our services are continually evolving, continually giving them what they need.
So what are you prepared to tell us how many customers you're securing over, say, a month, is it?
Sure. I mean, yeah, I think it's kind of fairly well documented, so I don't mind sharing that at all. Yeah. So it's about kind of it's roughly 1,500 customers a month.
Wow.
Yeah, and
you're not going to settle for that, I don't think.
No, not at all. I'm not.
Good man.
I'm not happy with the rate of growth. I think so kind of our vision as a company really is to be kind of the water company of the 21st century. So what that means to us is if you were to kind of take a blank piece of paper now, you were to kind of jot down all of the technologies that are available, all of the knowledge that we know now, what would a water company look like today if you were to start from scratch? And we think that is Everflow and where we're heading, and that's kind of what our employees are bought into. It's kind of how we talk with our customers, because we're convinced that there's better ways of doing everything pretty much. And it's actually one of the reasons why kind of within the last year we split our business into three, actually. So we're now the Everflow Group rather than just Everflow Water. Everflow Water is our retailer. We've got Everflow Tech, which is taking all of the technology that we've built ourselves from Everflow Water and taking that to the market and saying, look, we don't, again, kind of transparency thing, we don't want to kind of hoard our own technology, because we think there's a lot of benefits for a lot of the other retailers who kind of whose systems might be letting them down. Because I'm fairly certain, like all the other companies are definitely wanting to kind of do the right things by customers. But if their systems are letting them down, then it's very difficult to do that. It's very difficult.
We've just done a podcast on exactly the same thing with Bill. It's gone on for 3 years now, and it's demoralising.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's really not good for confidence in the market, and so we're kind of wanting to share that technology with other retailers and go, look, there's a better way of doing things. We've built this technology, it's scalable, works in kind of, it's built to work kind of for really, really large companies.
So what you've learned in your retail side, you're transferring into a new business.
Yeah, so into Everflow Tech.
For the benefit of the industry. That's
absolutely,
good.
And we've already got kind of a number of retailers actually using our software, which is great, because there's recognition that it is working. And indeed, some retailers are not just using kind of one or two modules; they're using the whole thing to run their entire business.
Well, we want it to work. You and I, we've been in the industry. We want it to work.
Absolutely.
It's kind of someone's got to lead it.
Because a few of our guys were saying, well, why are we kind of sharing our technology? Because this is what's helping us to kind of grow so quickly, to gain customers, to serve them well. And my view is, well, like you're just saying, I want the industry to work. I want the confidence to be there in the customers, that they're happy to switch to any provider with the confidence that they know they're going to be served well. And that's fundamentally kind of what I want for the market. So, and that's why we're doing. That's why we're sharing our technology. That's why kind of we're encouraging people to take it on and benefit both their businesses, reducing their cost to serve, but also their end customer, increasing customer satisfaction.
There's also, I presume you're just doing the audits for refunds, but you'd be involved in the water efficiency and the wastewater cost reduction. I was seeing some reports that you're doing some good work on wastewater cost reduction and stuff like that. So the demand management, the water consumption, which is a good thing. You might want to think of putting maybe a counter on your website, so how much you return back to the customer. In this month, you might give it a month or two before you start get it ramped up, and then that figure can increase. And then how much water you saved in the month, and that figure could increase.
Definitely, I think that would be a really interesting thing to do. And one of the things that we're going to be doing over the next 12 months, which I think is quite exciting. Don't mind sharing because I think it's interesting, and I would encourage other people to do the same.
That's why you're here. Tell me about it.
But we're going to be kind of looking at developing kind of a water efficiency app that kind of customers can get on the phone. They can kind of walk around and go, okay, I've got this device. What other devices could I have that would be better at and more water efficient and help me save money, and give them a kind of a very quick, right, I've got this tap, but actually if I had this tap, then I'd be saving this amount of money and the tap only costs this. Just to give them very quick return on investment, so they can make informed decisions about kind of their fittings, their equipment on site, things like that. And I think that those are the sort of things that we need to be encouraging as an industry, because I mean, we've seen it in the news, we've seen evidence of it kind of around the world. Water shortage is an issue, and it is an issue even in our country. I mean, if things don't kind of rapidly change, there's a real risk actually that kind of we face water shortages in London with kind of in the next 5 to 10 years where there are actual real issues, and so kind of all retailers need to be playing their bit. It's part of kind of some of our obligations with Ofwat. Actually, they say we should be kind of going out and speaking to our customers about water efficiency, should be doing things proactively, and this is kind of one of the things that we're doing to encourage that, because I think it is that important. I would hate to see kind of a country in 30, 40 years' time which is really, really struggling from a water point of view. There's obviously ways that we can do that, but they can be very expensive. The primary thing that we can do though is each one of us take responsibility for how we use water, and that's kind of what we're wanting to drive forward with.
That's fantastic. I was going to ask you what you thought about our new venture, switchwatersupply.com.
Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, about time too is what I'd say, because we work with a lot of brokers, and I think one of the things that the brokers always tell us is we struggle to get prices from kind of a number of companies, and I think there just needs to be something that stimulates that activity in the market. And I think having an interface between customer, between retailer, to say, look, here's a customer. They really want your business. Retailers, come and bid for it. I think it's a great idea. Just having that greater engagement, more people talking about water, more people telling SME businesses you can switch water supplier is just going to be a great thing for business. And I'm really excited that.
It's 24 retailers.
Yeah.
So they go on there, spids go on, go out to price, get all the pricing in, pick one, press a button, job done.
Yeah.
You know, if some of the bigger water retailers don't want to quote for someone spending £500 or £1,000 a month, or £1,000 a year, or £2,000 a year, other water retailers will be able to expand their business. The whole, you know, we've got over 1 million customers. I think you'll do really, really well with your pricing. Pricing structure. To be brutally honest,
I'm certain we will.
You'll probably sweep it up. That's competition, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if I can get 1,000 customers a month onto that, it's a big ask.
Yeah.
But there again, is it? Because this, you know, the market's wide open for innovation. This is what we want to create, innovation. So we'll be doing a lot more chats about this, and no doubt we're working together in the industry. Listen, it was an absolute pleasure talking to you, and I hope you'll come back to us and give us an update on your future plans. Thank you very much, Josh.
Great. Thank you very much, Graham.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye.